It's Monday. It's your girl Candy Kaylin.
Your boy Shout Time.
And it's time to
Pull up.
every Monday here on YouTube and Facebook Live. You catch Pull Up the Podcast. We talk about sports,
News. Hip hop.
and hip hop. We don't talk about people.
Just give you the facts.
So we're gonna hop right into it, Mrs. Shaw. It is a slow news cycle day, and I feel like today is so slow that I had to have forgotten something that happened over the weekend. But if not, we're gonna get into what we got. The biggest news of the weekend in the sports world was Kyrie to the Mavericks, which I just saw is supposed to be officially finalized now. At one point, the Nets were exploring a three-way trade. They were talking to Toronto as well. Maverick fans don't all seem so happy about the trade.
I mean, they should. I mean, look, what it's better than Spencer Dinwiddie. So I don't say how no Mad fan not happy about what they got in return for Spencer Dinwiddie. You really got to steal. Is it gonna work? I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie wasn't working, so you got a better chance with Kyrie. That's my opinion. I don't think nobody that's a Mavs fan should be upset. You didn't give up. You didn't give up much of nothing. You weren't gonna do nothing with the first round draft pick. The only two, the only two great Mavericks, meaning players the Mavericks were able to keep that they drafted, was Luka and Dirk. So y'all weren't gonna do nothing with the draft pick. So yeah, I think the Mavericks fans should be happy. They got what they're gonna get best. That's the best option for their team right now.
I totally disagree. I am not a Mavs fan, but with Kyrie as a basketball player, when Kyrie wants to play, you got a better deal than Dinwiddie. What Kyrie is Dallas going to get? Like, that's always the biggest question with a player like Kyrie or James Harden or Kevin Durant. Like, at this point in their careers, we know as soon as they want, because that was supposed to be a marriage made in heaven. They fired Steve Nash. He should have never had the job. He's gone. Blake was gone. God, what was the other one that was in Dallas? I can't even think of his name.
Kristaps?
No, I was about to call him DeAndre Jordan. Like, he was gone. Like, so everything that you put around them in Brooklyn didn't work, right? Mm-hmm. And let's talk about some of this didn't work because, well, the league said people needed to be vaccinated to play in certain states, and Kyrie didn't get vaccinated. And then Kyrie took off for his birthday. And so what are you getting as a team? What Kyrie are you getting? To me, makes a difference. And I think that's what Mavericks fans are looking at. And Dallas, this is the South. Like, you ain't played in the South. You played in Cleveland. You played in Boston. You played in New York. The South different.
Still gonna be the worst Kyrie better than any Dinwiddie you get. You gotta be realistic. Dinwiddie gonna give you 1 out of 25 games. Kyrie is Kyrie.
Kyrie may decide once he gets to Dallas and there's tumbleweeds that he don't want to play 25 games. Like,
he might not, but he's still gonna be better than anything. Like,
what do you have? You don't have anything if he's not on the court.
And Dinwiddie can be on the court and you don't have anything.
Well, he scores
sometimes.
Okay, so yes, but right. So you're saying consistent.
You're comparing a role player, not a star role player, not a Klay Thompson,
right?
A role player to a person who possibly might be a Hall of Famer. I don't. If Mavs fans,
I understand that, but we're just saying, like, if we're getting Cleveland Kyrie, right?
If you
on the onset of this, then no one questions it. But Kyrie is never happy. Like, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the mental health days, right? Which I believe people should take. But you never know where he is. Like,
I'm just
one day, you're not good the next day. Is he gonna hold out? Is he gonna decide not to play? And I feel like I don't know. I agree with Maverick fans. I just don't know. You don't know what you're getting with Kyrie as far as the person. You know what you're getting as a basketball player when he's present.
So Spencer Dinwiddie been in the league since 2014, right? His best season was when he played with Brooklyn before he signed the offseason deal to go to the Wizards. All right. So his best seasons are with Brooklyn, 2016, 2017. And that season he averaged the most points he's ever averaged is 20 points. 20. This year he's averaged 15, 15.8, right? 3.9 assists. And again, that's on the team with Luka, so you're not touching the ball as much. 2.7 rebounds. So he averaged 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Right? That's Kyrie do that in his sleep. That's first half for Kyrie. So even if Kyrie only give you 7 games, he in his 7 games in one half, he can do more than Spencer Dinwiddie can healthy. Right? Spencer Dinwiddie's best season is my fault. Last year he averaged 15. This year is 17. Right? So his best season is 20 points, and that's when he was an all-star. So other than that, and again, they made the trade because the Mavericks weren't gonna be able to get anywhere with what they had. Luka was having to score 50 points. So again, if the Maverick fans want Spencer Dinwiddie, who gonna make Luka score 50 points, be happy with that.
I don't think they want Spencer Dinwiddie. It's just the fact of what Kyrie are we getting?
Any Kyrie you get is better than Spencer
Yeah,
Dinwiddie.
but he's got the
And
one
Dorian
season.
Finney-Smith.
So
Like
okay.
we talking about 2 players who.
So you're saying regardless, they don't lose in the trade, even if because Kyrie is not go like I don't see Kyrie retiring. Like you don't see Kyrie retiring a Maverick.
I don't see it working.
I don't see and anything that Luka does, like right, here's the thing. This is Luka's team. He is the franchise right now. And that's one thing we've noticed about Mark Cuban and the Mavericks. The franchise is the franchise. Dirk, it didn't matter what anybody else did. If Dirk didn't like it, you gotta go. Same thing with Luka. It has got to, like Luka has got to get the touches that Luka wants. Luka is also like any of the BS. Kyrie comes with the BS, unfortunately. Like, I'm not mad that you think different and the world is flat or whatever. But are you going to show up and be productive? Are you going to be mad because the reporters are coming for you in Dallas? That's what they're going to do. You're going to get slander. Don't read it. They're local talk radio. They're coming for you every day that you're not productive or you say something crazy or you miss a game. How much of that is going to get to his head and how quick is he going to get out of Dallas? And that's what my money is on.
Stephen A. and Jay Will had because his destination, his targeted destination was LA.
And the league keeps blocking it, which I understand LeBron being mad because I feel like he's older.
He'll be all right.
I feel like him and LeBron have talked about it. And I feel like he was gonna be go ahead.
LeBron to be all right. You want to be talked in the names of Kobe and Jordan.
Yeah.
Kobe got vetoed Chris Paul. So you good.
Right. So and LeBron, right. One thing we know about LeBron is LeBron ain't gonna sit around and whine. LeBron is trying to make this playoff run. He's 36 points away from being the greatest scorer of all times. LeBron is gonna do LeBron, right? I feel like that was going to be a better situation for him. And I feel like he's gonna be pissed that he didn't get what he wanted. So then it's almost how much of this is what Kyrie wanted, how much of this is what was in the best interest of Brooklyn to offer him on the books to pick up some additional pieces and some draft picks. What is Mark Cuban going to do to sweeten the deal for Kyrie to want to be in Dallas and actually want to play?
I think that's one of them. Those are one of those things we have to touch on come summer, because I don't really know how to gauge what Kyrie wants or what Kyrie wants to do. Because again, I say this even with Aaron Rodgers last year. Anybody who's trying to maneuver around the rules, I'm not for it. Right, Kyrie. So you pick and chose when you want to play. I felt that same way last year. Like I said, Kyrie was a prima donna. Kyrie is never. But I don't have no problem with Kyrie, right? I'm on Jason Williams. I was listening to Jay. So again, the only clip I saw today was Jason Williams and Stephen A. Smith arguing about this topic. So no, I didn't see the Grammys, but I saw this topic, and it kind of felt like Jay Will and Stephen A. had something personal behind it. And Jay Will said, "You be coming for Kyrie." He said, "Anybody else?" And Stephen A. felt like it kind of sounded like he was coming for Jay Will, like you being buddy because you're a former player. But in the aspect, will Kyrie? I don't know if Kyrie makes the Mavericks better. I don't know if Kyrie is going to want to be here. Nobody knows that but Kyrie Irving.
Well, here's the thing with Stephen A. Right?
He said he never leave Kevin Durant, right? So nobody knows what Kyrie wants. But go ahead with
And
Stephen A.
he's all and here he's all like Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. They're the three players to me that need SEL, social and emotional learning. I feel like it's lost,
I,
right?
I
They're
feel
they're
like James Harden
always.
is on in that category.
You say what?
Why James Harden in that category?
Because he's the same way.
You don't think it's just hard
They
to play with
bounce from
Kyrie?
place to place. They're never. Kyrie and Kevin Durant have won championships. They're never happy. Like at what point? Because it ain't all of these organizations. And although I feel like a lot of them are bad, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff that gets done and snide remarks and underhanded things. I do, but I just feel like with the three of them, they're chasing their tail. They're running around in a circle and they're just not going anywhere because they're never like Kevin Durant's going out of Brooklyn next.
But they already said it. I'm not. I don't
They're
even want
never
to go. I
happy.
don't even want to go
But
to the Kevin
I could
Durant.
have told them they wasn't gonna stay in Brooklyn. I could have told them they wasn't gonna win a championship in Brooklyn.
But I don't even want to go into that. I want to know, like, with James Harden, it might have just been hard to play with Kyrie Irving, right? Like he didn't ask to leave the Thunder. They traded him because they know they weren't gonna be able to re-sign, right? Houston, come on, like that was on him because I remember not Celtic gray 32 black hair. Goodness gracious, not 32. What's your name? What's your name? Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale was the head coach over there, right?
Okay.
And he was saying that he was having a problem getting them to play defense. We know that was James Harden, right? So we know James Harden don't want to play defense. As far as the head case, he don't want to play no defense. So for me, it would be hard to have a player that don't want to play no defense. But it seemed like Doc Rivers is getting the best he can out of him. I just don't think James Harden goes in the same category because he's never had those type of teams, right? James Harden's second best player was Dwight Howard. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Since being traded out of, right? And to me, I feel like
he's not.
He got traded and he got thrust into a superstar role because he was a sixth man, right? I don't feel like James Harden is a leader. I don't feel like he's an effective leader. He is lazy. Like anybody who's listened to Pull Up knows, I think that he plays absolutely no defense. And if I'm picking a team, I'm not picking James Harden because he does not play defense. He bothers me. You see him lollygag back after the ball is stolen.
I don't even care about that.
What?
I care about playoff time. You're not. Where are you at? Right? Where are you at? Because even when he got Chris Paul in Houston, Chris Paul was showing up when they needed him big. Right? He vanishes.
But right? I don't think he's a great scorer. I don't think he's a great leader. And so we're asking these players, like, and I feel like Doc Rivers gets more out of players because one, he's won a championship. Two, he's relatable. Like, right? Those are also things that we don't like to deal with because everybody wants to act like, oh, race doesn't matter. Race. It does. It does. Our personalities, who we are, our culture, what we relate to, how we talk to people, how we connect with people determines what we can get out of a person.
But
right?
He's had superstar talent and didn't win also. So, again, you can play devil's advocate. You go back and forth all day. Something is wrong with Kyrie Irving for sure. Something is wrong with Kyrie Irving for sure. He's spoiled.
They're Kevin Durant is too. They're just never
happy. Mama's boy. He ain't had no daddy.
So, but even in still, right? You're NBA champion. They didn't love you enough in Golden State. They weren't in Oakland. They weren't screaming loud enough for you. There was an issue in Oklahoma. There's an issue in Brooklyn. There is always going to be an issue with those two. As great of athletes as they are chasing themselves. They're like you, Mr. Shaw, as a little boy.
Yeah, as a little boy in my shadow. I wasn't chasing. I was running away from him.
But they're chasing it.
And like,
because they see it and they know it's them. You are running. They're going in a circle. You know how like your daughter talks to her, she sees that pretty little girl in the mirror and she talks to the pretty little girl in the
Mm-hmm.
mirror. She's a different level of narcissism, but she's not chasing.
I just don't. I
She's
don't.
not
I'm
chasing. I
never
just feel like
going.
they're chasing.
I'm never gonna understand where they came from because is it about making money or winning champion? That's the thing.
It's
As
not
a
about. They've
superstar,
made a lot of money. It's not about money.
that's what I'm saying. As a superstar, even before Kyrie lost the Nike deal, right? Somebody still will pay him wherever he wants to go. He'll still get another deal. Even if you didn't get your 40 mil from the year, because that's league minimum for superstars. Even if you didn't get your 40 mil per year, you still gonna make at least, I'll say 10 to 15 off endorsements,
Mm-hmm.
right? 10 to 15 off endorsements. So at that point, is it about making money? Now, again, your lifestyle may not fit 10 to 15 mil, so I need to stop counting pockets. Long story short is, do you want to win? Do you want to make money? Kevin Durant, you went to Brooklyn, that was to make money. Right? Don't sell the fans on championships. Sell the fans on the market for TV production. I know you came up with Underdog. You like your ability to make money after the league. Say that. Like, say that. I can respect that. I can respect you saying I'm going to make money moves, right? When LeBron James went to LA, I was told it was about money. LeBron James went to LA to win championships. He was going to make the money regardless. The money going to come regardless because it's Bron and he had a vision. It was going to come regardless. Just being on the West Coast makes it a whole lot easier than in Miami or in the Midwest in Cleveland. So coming to LA makes the most sense. But he's there to win. He was upset for a reason.
I definitely think
Did
LeBron
Anthony
wants to
Davis
win
come before LeBron got there or after?
after, but I don't think
And win championships.
I don't think that they're winning anymore. That's me personally. I don't think LeBron's team like LeBron is what 38 years old,
He's
37,
21.
38.
21.
LeBron is an old man,
He's
and in
21.
order to win, he's got to carry this team. Him and Anthony Davis is the core, right? A Kyrie pickup. I was actually rooting for them because I was like, it's not the super teams, but it looks good. Like when you see the finesse and the great ball movement and what Steph and Clay and Draymond have been able to do, at Golden State, you see great ball movement, great basketball play. I was like, I ain't mad about Kyrie, like sucking it up, saying, LeBron, let's go. Let's run it back, right? I was excited about that because we want to see great basketball. And all I would say for those two, like Kevin Durant, because
Westbrook
of
and 2
injury.
second-round picks is what y'all was offering. Come on, fam.
You talking
Come on.
about the Lakers?
Come on, fam. And look, I didn't mean to cut you off or interrupt you, but that's their problem. I was telling Uncle Johnny this years ago, you build through the draft. No, we the Lakers show. So, bro, that shit don't matter no more, bro. That don't matter no more. And don't nobody want to listen, bro. Cut that, bro. Cut that. Why are the Warriors the Warriors?
Through the
They
draft.
built the draft. And what they did, they tried to go get a player to bring on. They did that. Kevin Durant didn't want to be here no more. In essence, they good because they still won championships, so they didn't miss Harrison Barnes. But Gary Payton Jr., he wasn't drafted.
But what could Kevin Durant's resume like? We have the conversation.
He skipped out because he was wanting to know why Klay Thompson was shooting the ball. I don't want to. You can talk about him. I'll sit here and listen.
Well,
but
I'm just saying, but so do you understand what I'm saying about like chasing your tail? Like you were in a prime position to be in the conversation with LeBron and Kobe and Michael with the multiple rings, right? Because what we've realized is no one wants to talk about your greatness if you don't.
Crowd, though.
And that's what I'm saying.
You won there with somebody else.
Yeah.
There's
So
none of that.
LeBron won it with somebody else. He built his team.
I was told that I'm not funny. I always need a feature. Feature me, baby. I don't care.
But whatever works, right? Whatever works, right?
But
so
it's a mentality. It's mental.
It's a podcast, right? I wanted to start this podcast like 10 years ago, right? And so I think about it all the time. I'm like, do we in pull up? What do we do? But I can't talk sports by myself. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I don't want to see nobody sitting there talking to the screen about certain stuff. It's okay to be a role player. It's okay to play your parts.
What's his name? Big ears, slick back hair.
Pat Riley?
No, girl.
When you said slick back hair, that's who I think of first.
No,
I was like, is his ears big?
He on Fox. He on Skip Network. Colin Cowherd. That's his name. Colin Cowherd.
Okay, yeah, you said ears.
Colin Cowherd. Slick back her.
Yeah,
Colin Cowherd. I
not
never
always
listened.
slick back, but go ahead.
It's
What about?
not. No, I was just saying somebody who talk to themselves. I don't. He don't be having people on there, do he?
He had there was somebody on there after Joy left.
When he was on ESPN, it used to just be him and his crazy takes. LeBron James, greatest player in the world. I don't know if you got I don't want to punch nobody in the mouth, but Colin Cowherd and goodness gracious, what is the NBA snitching? I ain't heard Chris Broussard, them two. Put them in the room. Let me fight. Rock, paper, scissors. I can't stand them two. Rock, paper, scissors. They takes. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Neither
Well,
one.
that's how I feel about Skip Bayless and Jason Whitlock.
Yeah.
And
I got something for Jason. I
like,
got something for Jason by the end, by the summertime.
I don't have
I'm
anything.
gonna be Jason. Shaw Whitlock. I got something for Jason.
Jason.
I got something for Jason. Definitely got something for Jason.
I'm just like, where his family members at? Because baby, you was not invited to the barbecues. Because ain't nobody got time for like again, people chasing their tail, right? So Stephen A has carved a lane for himself by being a Cowboy hater. You know, Skip Bayless has carved a lane for himself by loving the Cowboys. There are these lanes that people carve for themselves. And I feel like sometimes when you can't get in the lane, you gotta find something to invent yourself to be relevant and stay relevant.
Him and Jay Will had they back and forth.
You said who?
Him and Jay Will. Did you see that back and forth earlier?
I haven't seen that today.
Okay.
I'll check. I'll take time to check it out.
Good
but the reality is the way we do things is changing. I don't like to hear people sit and talk to themselves like they're talking at us. Like for women's podcasts, I could do quick takes on, hey, self-love, self-care. This is how I'll take care of myself. People will listen. But when you're having conversations that need to be dialogue, you can't do it by yourself, right? When you're playing a team sport, you need dialogue. You can't do it by yourself. You cannot pass the ball to yourself. You cannot shoot the ball. Sometimes you get your own rebound, right? But if you're being guarded, you need to be able to find your teammate to pass the ball, to be a facilitator, to find someone for the assist on the open shot. That's what sports is. And I think everybody needs to understand that when we're talking, as you said, we teamed up. That is like a 10-year-old conversation. LeBron and them have already done it. I think we're past that, right? If you're great, you should be thinking management-wise, which of my partners can I call that can help me get a ring? Like, I feel like in the football, Von Miller, before he got hurt, was like, man, I'm trying to get LBJ on I'm trying to get Odell on the line. Like, who isn't thinking that way now? Why aren't you wanting to build a roster that can compete successfully and win?
Because the GMs can't do it. I don't care what you say, right? And again, what used to kill me, older players would. So you leaving, basically what you're mad at is because I'm not leaving my future in somebody else's hand. That's slavery.
And I have the ability to come up with the idea myself. I can build my dream team in my mind or on paper, right? Like I have a production dream team. Like in my mind, if I ever get rich, people that I can go pay to get on my team, like, do you behind me, like Shalia Reed, like I got people, bro. Like in my mind, my masterful dream team. If I ever hit big, I drop a movie that's big, I know who I'm calling for PR. I know who I want the camera in their hand. I know who I want doing my marketing and advertising. Like, sis, what's up? So I ain't mad at LeBron. I ain't mad at anybody who decides why, as you said, the GM ain't getting it done. And the GM can't sell you what I can sell you because they sitting in a penthouse from the sky. You got to talk to 20-year-olds and sell 20-year-olds on things they want to do. Don't sell me on Six Flags. Like, that ain't a selling point for Dallas. You understand what I'm saying? You sometimes need other people to sell it for you so that you can backdoor and come in and seal the deal. And at this point, in the beginning, I was like, man, Jordan would never. Kobe would never. We ain't in that era. We in the win championships and get to your money era.
Because again, those two names you said, those franchises at those times had general managers who made great decisions. All right.
Or listened to Kobe and Michael.
No, no,
And
no, 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 not the second one. Maybe Kobe.
there were some things done on the back end with Michael.
No, we seen the story. It
He
was
went and got
Jerry,
Dennis Rodman.
huh?
He went and got Dennis Rodman. You
Yeah,
think Dennis Rodman could have
yeah,
came to
yeah.
Chicago
But if Jerry didn't,
without
yeah,
Michael saying he can go? Right.
so
We understand that there were management issues, but that's also remember why the team dismantled after winning a championship and
well, you won
everybody was
six.
gone.
You don't want six, right?
And then Scotty ultimately does what? Leaves. So, like, yeah, because remember in
Again,
his
you was
career, it was
bad.
important.
Again,
Because you're
bad
gonna leave
management.
me by myself. You're gonna get rid of Phil. Michael gonna go play baseball, and I'm a hang out by myself here. So
Bad
like
management.
when they were saying Scotty was being selfish by not playing, it's like why am I beat my body down? We don't stand a chance in hell. You have to like even as a manager, right? We talk GMs, CEOs, CFOs, as a regular manager, bro, you better listen to the concerns of your team, or you not gonna have nobody working for you.
What's this boy name? I can't think of this man's name. A lot of people don't know how to manage. A lot of people don't understand management. You got to be stern, but at the same time, you got to know. Some people can take that. Other people, you got to be like, look, I got to treat you like a kid. You got to talk to him. Duke's head coach Kyle. You
Oh,
don't
the
know
new guy.
nothing. I mean, he Shires. He's a Duker. He's a
He's
Duker.
yeah, he's been on the bench as assistant, but he's the new head
Yeah,
coach.
he's a
Like
Duke. I don't want to say you don't deserve the job, but I'm gonna give you time. I ain't gonna do you like that. I ain't gonna do you like that.
I haven't been watching, so I can't even comment. But again, he was in the system. He knows the system. And that's what we're talking about. Like, what are recruits gonna look like now? Why am I coming here?
I mean, they still getting the cream of the crop.
But you think after this season that people don't want to go to Duke? Why do
I have
why why would I want to go to
I
Duke?
have a twisted perception of that, so I don't answer questions where I feel like I'm going to be biased about. So no comment.
Okay. Well, we're gonna move on to the Super Bowl. So Super Bowl weekend is finally upon us. We are a few days out. Super Bowl will be on Sunday down in Arizona. Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles face off for Philadelphia to have another chance. And Kansas City, now that I think about it, they're like some of the only contenders in the last 5 years. Philly won what? That hasn't been 5 years. Was it 18?
Possibly.
That the Eagles won? I can Google it so I can make sure that we're giving y'all facts because, I don't need fact checkers. But what are you most excited about for Super Bowl Sunday?
Commercials.
Commercials.
Every time. That makes Super Bowl. The game cool, but the commercials is what truly makes the Super Bowl. Let you know movies coming, everything that's on the way for the summertime.
They won in 17. That was a year off. Okay, keep going. 17.
I know,
The Eagles won in 17.
just in general. I'm from the commercial. I love the game, but I'm there for the commercial. The game don't get good to the second half. And I just want to.
What commercials in general?
No. I don't have none on the horizon. I'm waiting on just I love every single commercial that comes on during Super Bowl. I like.
So I always get excited. Like I don't know if you remember the year they did the Budweiser, but
Sure.
like those are some of my favorite ones. I always love the Clydesdales, and I love, and I'm waiting on the NFL produce one where someone's fumbling the ball, they're chasing each other. I'm interested to see what they do with the NFL legends. I think that makes the game extremely fun. To see them in those capacities.
The XFL start 4 days after that. That's crazy.
You say
They're
what?
not playing. The XFL start 4 days after the Super Bowl.
See? So I'm excited about that. I'm interested to see Rihanna's Super Bowl performance, her halftime performance.
I want to be Janet Jackson.
Well, Janet is never coming back to the
I want
Super
her to
Bowl.
have a Janet Jackson. She ain't never got to come back either.
So I wonder what Rihanna is going to do. That's my thing. But for me, it doesn't matter who wins. We can't lose. We like Mama Kelsey. Like for me, it's like Mama Kelsey. I can't lose. I as long as one of them got to win, which is a part of Black history, and so I'm good with that.
I mean, if y'all going for Black history, I can't say because his daddy really black. No matter what he is, his daddy really black. So leave my statement at that.
Right. So we can't lose.
Yeah.
Okay. So people
His
can go
daddy was
make up
talking
whatever.
noise last week. He
Who was talking noise?
uh Patrick Mahomes Sr. It, uh it was Joe Burrow had said something. It was a Joe Burrow or the offensive coordinator that said something. No, that's what he said. So the rapper say, when the op died, they smoking on the pack. The daddy
Uh-huh.
had his voice said he's smoking on the Joe Burrow pack. I said, oh my God.
Petty. Petty daddy. But here you go, right? As we
Hey, but
transition out of that,
go ahead.
let, let's talk about, right? So whether people want to identify or not, let's talk about the greatness of these Black fathers. And with that greatness that I'm talking about, the honor and salute, because I'll hear men say, oh, well, people don't honor and salute us. And I think that's one of the things that I hope to see some great packages where we sit down, where we've had sit downs with Mahomes and his father and Jalen Hurts and his father, because when we talk about Black history, these are two superstars that were brought up under their dads. Like no one else, like no one else can take credit for that. Like last night when Beyonce got her Grammy and she became the most decorated entertainer in Grammy history.
What she get a
She's
Grammy
won the
for?
most Grammys.
What she get a Grammy for?
Her album last year, Renaissance.
Oh, she dropped the album last year?
Yeah, that's why she's going on tour.
Boy. Why would I care if she was going on tour? I wasn't
Okay.
going to it.
Okay, so anyway, the point is,
Like you
she
said, ESTG dropped the
she
album. She
she
going on
thinks she
tour.
the point was I was connecting Black fathers. This
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
Black
yeah,
father. She saluted Tina and Matthew Knowles. So these are the greatest stars of our time. I think that everybody need to put some respect on their mama and daddy's name. Like, I, you got to put some respect on their daddy's name because they daddies are the reason that they're there. Just like we celebrate Joe Burrow's daddy, who was a cool guy when I met him. Let's celebrate these fathers, right? Because Jalen and Mahomes are elite, legit Black quarterbacks. Do you not agree?
Jalen, he in Super Bowl. Jalen have another season like this. Yeah, he elite, definitely elite.
They daddies did that.
For sure.
When Doug Williams was winning in 35 years ago and they were sitting around talking about Black men didn't have the IQ, these Black men have single-handedly engineered two of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL. They're two of the best right now. They're in the Super Bowl. So you can like them if you don't. You can like them or not like them. They're the last two teams standing.
The Black quarterbacks that can't play in the NFL don't got nothing to do with their intellect. It's their energy and effort.
Well,
Right?
which goes back to your intellect and the ability to study and understand film and to be a student of the game at a high level.
But we seen you remember the program,
Yeah, of course.
right? The linebacker was he an intellect?
No.
So it's and again, you don't have to like having not IQ high IQ. That's different. But if you love what you do, you gonna study. Plain and simple. You don't have you don't have to be that smart. They don't love what they do. That's why
But
they
I
don't.
think I think it does
Jamarcus
come
Russell,
back.
Jamarcus Russell, prime example.
I think it comes back, but it does come back to understanding. It does come back to knowledge. Like you can't expect like right what you're introduced to. I hear so many people say they don't read, but I don't hear any of the greats. Like when I meet young rappers, like oh I
You muted yourself.
go find me a rapper that don't read. Go find me one. That's like Beyonce saying, and I hear everybody. My computer is acting crazy, but Beyonce didn't become Beyonce because she just did it all on her own. She's very much Tina Turner-ish. She's very much studied the artists before her and the craft. Like, you have to be willing to put in the work. And that was introduced to her early. And your parents introducing you to things. You've got, like Peyton Manning, they said, was listening to his dad's college football tapes.
I knew that was.
You've got, so it's the introduction to things.
His son was throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson.
Oh yeah, he been on the sidelines everywhere. So
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm like that. My thing be like that. I just feel like they're a weird family. So how much does Cooper mess with his little cousin? Is my thing. Like, do he be at the camps with little cousin? Does little cousin really like Cooper like that? Like, ain't it like Cooper? Yeah. Cooper's son. What's Cooper? Yeah, Cooper's son going to Texas, right?
Arch,
Cooper's son. Yeah, there we go. Same difference. They all look alike.
Arch Manning.
All of them look alike.
Yeah.
Arch, all of them look alike. Cooper just got better hair.
They're I don't know. Does your kid play with her cousins? I don't know. Like,
yeah, they rich though. Like they don't have to, they can go to grandpa. My kid don't got no first cousins. My kid don't got no first cousin.
Does have a first cousin.
I don't.
First, second, whatever. But the moral of the story is, I'm sure they do. Like, they play at some point. But salute to the Black dads. I hope we get some stories. I hope we get some pieces on their level of commitment to get their sons to this level, which is not always celebrated. Just like we're talking about the Mannings, the same way that they celebrate Archie Manning and what he's done to get his sons there, we need to celebrate.
Because Jalen Hurts' daddy had to go through the fact of, I know his son went through a point of like, hey, you know what I'm saying? They didn't put me on the bench, and I've been driving this boat.
Well, his daddy coached him in Channelview in high school, so his daddy was his head coach.
So I know Pops was like, right, bro, don't trip. Don't go to Oklahoma. You go to Oklahoma, you can win your Heisman. Gonna do what we plan to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing to see now, T Morant, you just chill, bro. Like you be a little too
After he be on that drinking.
I made it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta chill a little bit. But again, it's not necessarily T Morant. We're not gonna talk about Dylan Brooks. You're not fully one of us. You have hands, so I see why you act the way you do. You got a little Karen in you, Dylan Brooks. I see it.
I'm not, and you know what? I'm not gonna even tap into that. I'll say that for another episode. But he got a daughter coming too.
Jadu?
He got a sister.
I seen that. She in high school?
I think she's headed to college, if I'm not mistaken. She go to school down in Houston.
Yeah, I definitely seen that.
Yeah, so again,
why she go to school in Houston?
Well, Houston is closer to Memphis.
They got different. It's different. It's closer to what?
Closer to Houston, I guess.
It's close.
I mean to Memphis. I guess. It's not. Yeah.
It's closer to like. So what you? You know what?
Houston is the hot spot for people.
Let me tell you what I don't get. I don't get why a kid. It don't matter where she go to school, in high school. Like, do it matter where she went to school in high school? No. So that's just why you said Houston. I didn't get that. I get it because you probably went to one of those magnet schools or one.
Well, he was born in He's from South Carolina, so Houston a little bit better than South Carolina. Houston basketball got to be better than South Carolina girls basketball, like high school, not South Carolina college.
No, I'm not saying that. Okay, think from this standpoint. If you was a ball leg Giddens, did it really matter? You was gonna get looks regardless, right?
Right.
That's all I was saying. Like, but again, hey, whatever works best for them. Whatever works best for them. I thought you was gonna tell me they got different moms. Then that was gonna make sense.
I haven't looked into like all like I don't be trying to hit people personal.
I'm not gonna talk about it. I don't want to start nothing.
Oh, I lied. She said it's Houston High School in Germantown, Tennessee.
That makes more sense because you was finna upset me because it wasn't making sense.
In Tennessee.
So it's probably a magnet school though, probably one of the best schools. Yeah.
And she's averaging 26, 27, 8, 27 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. I've seen her online. So
I wonder if Don Staley gonna go get her.
uh looking at that. So we can get out of here. We mentioned the Grammys. We do a little Grammy talk before we get out of here. Mr. Shaw said he didn't watch the Grammys. Beyonce, as I talked about earlier, most decorated Grammy winner of all times right now. So congratulations to Beyonce for the hard work. Like right when we had these conversations, I think everybody needs to not miss the key words. You don't become great without working hard. Period. Like there's just no way around that. So I heard Beyonce and Jay-Z because I got home late. I heard they showed up to the Grammys late. They were in traffic in LA, which is very possible. It was a big night for hip hop. I think the tribute for the 50-year anniversary is just a reminder for people of how new hip hop still is and what something people thought was noise and mess has created the ending where Jay-Z and Khaled and Ross and Wayne could pull up outside the Grammys at a table, like Jesus and his disciples said,
So the
pour
Rock Nation
wine.
brunch was in California.
Huh?
The Rock Nation brunch was this weekend in California.
Yeah, they do a Grammy weekend.
Now, last week we were talking about somebody. I told you didn't do no stand up. He was at the Rock Nation brunch. Mark Phillips, yeah, he was there.
Okay.
He don't do no stand up. He just get online to do him. He was at the Rock Nation brunch though. Had a nice little pink jacket on or whatnot. Seen with Lil Baby, Lil Uzi Vert. Rock Nation.
And I didn't say it wasn't possible. I'm just telling you for longevity, right? Because the social media thing is new. That's what we're talking about. We got off the Grammys to get on that. Social media thing is new. Everything is about creating a foundation for longevity, right? So now that you're in that circle and those people know you, there are some other things that you're going to do, like production, because comedy online.
No.
You're not in movies.
No.
What comes
Everything he
next?
does is production. He produces his own, come up with their own. Like I was trying to explain to you, they already had Foot Locker deals. They already have a deal with Bleacher Report and House of Highlights. And every video he has on YouTube has nothing less than 5 million because they already produce real life movies, right? They take video games, Mario, Luigi, and then infuse it into real life everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, not just comedy, it's about what all can you bring to the table as a creator.
And that's a different word from comedian. So your creative comedian gives you a different label. So, but just to wrap up the Grammys, if you didn't watch the last performance, if you didn't watch the tribute to hip hop led by LL Cool J, it is very it was good to see the tribute as well as to see like Glorilla show up, Short show up, Lil Baby show up. Good combination of new and old, Flavor Flav. So check that out. And as they stated, everybody couldn't be there. And then check out Jay-Z and Khaled and Wayne and Rick Ross's performance on God Did. I think it's very important that a lot of people understand that things happen for your life if you understand that God did. This is your girl, Candy K. Lynn.
And your boy Shout Time.
You're watching Pull Up the Podcast on Facebook Live and YouTube. Until next week, Mr. Shaw, we out.